What scares you?
Fires are scary.
Yeah, fires scare you.
That's definitely a good one. Car accidents. I got in a really bad car accident and I broke my my ankle like 4 or 5 years ago or something.
Really?
Yeah, and I got all this metal in my ankle and stuff.
What? You have? Can you go through metal detectors?
Well, I got the metal removed now. But you know what's funny? It actually made me really nervous about airports because when I had the metal in, they gave me like a doctor's note and kept saying like, you're going to set it off, and I never did. So maybe the metal detectors at airports aren't as good as you might think. But I was on like I was on a tour bus and I got in like a car accident. Like I was sleeping on the back of the tour bus and the driver fell asleep and we got in like a really bad accident. And when I woke up, I was just like sitting.
I feel like I remember this. This was like a big news story.
It was weird. I don't know if like a lot of people knew, but it was just like a crazy weird thing that happened. So now I'm kind of scared to get in a car accident. Like that would be like a big fear of mine. I don't know. Because it's like creepy to be, especially if you're sleeping in a car, like for a while after it happened, I would like wake up in the night because I like remember, because I heard like a big sound when the tour bus ran into another car. There was like a semi truck in the middle of the road. It was
you should write a book. Why have you not done that?
Write a book.
Wild.
But it was crazy. And my mom was with me. And actually we were, for some reason, I usually slept in, you know, like those bullet things on tour buses.
Yeah.
Like I usually slept in those and my mom would sleep in the room, like the back actual bedroom because I like hanging out with everybody and I wanted to like be like where everybody was.
And you're so abusive to her. That's the least you can do.
Yeah. So I actually had Uggs on, like Ugg shoes. And I went into the back room where my mom was and I was like on the computer. And normally I would have fallen asleep like in the other area, but I just for some reason fell asleep there. And I guess the Uggs like helped me a lot. I sound like I'm like endorsing Uggs. I'm not, but
they like saved your ankle?
They like helped my ankle a lot because I don't know if you know this, but the bottom of Uggs are like rubber and they're really thick.
Yeah.
And apparently it like stopped my whole leg from breaking. It like made only my ankle break because I like flew out of the bed and I hit the wall. So my foot like hit the wall and the Uggs protected it. So, and then a bunch of people had to cut the Ugg off like with giant scissors. It was crazy.
What a hero.
Yeah. Oh, and also like there was a some kind of like bookcase in the back room, and when we got in the accident, the bookcase fell on top of me. And when I woke up, I was so disoriented, I threw the bookcase like off of my body, and it landed on top. I heard, oh, and I was like, Mom. And then my mom had a concussion.
Okay, that's what your mom was talking about. Your mom.
Yeah, see, my mom does have
yeah.
Little
no, I get it. Like your mom, right when she was going under anesthesia, remembered you throwing a bookcase at her.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
That might have come into play.
Y'all are wild.
Edgy, I told you.
You know, it's interesting. I feel like I had so much, what?
That is such
a weird story.
Like, you've had a crazy life.
It was really weird.
I had these, like, assumptions that your life has just been, like, this fairy tale. Not that it had, it's just you've had there's been some wild shit has happened to you.
My mom didn't know that I did that. Like, she didn't know for, like, a solid 3 hours.
That it was you?
Yeah. Like, she thought that it was from hitting her head on the wall, because she hit her head on the wall.
You should have just gone with that story.
Well, I thought, like, until she wakes up, I'm not gonna tell, like, exactly what happened.
Did anyone else get hurt on the bus except you two?
The driver did, yeah. His, like, arms were severed. It was great.
What?
Why am I telling these horrible stories and laughing and smiling?
It's traumatizing.
Like demonic.
I mean,
She said his arms were severed.
But I think that you have had, it's a coping, this is why we get along, is you use humor as a coping mechanism.
That's true.
Because your life has been a nightmare.
It's been a nightmare.
Your life is
like, if there's one takeaway from this interview, your life has been an absolute nightmare.
Your life is a constant horror movie. No, that is the most horror movie. That's how every horror movie starts, like a balloon ball. Like at a nursing home. Like, that's like Pennywise, like through the balloon down the street. Like, I think you have obviously a very resilient, triumphant humor mechanism getting you through all this.
I love that you led this right. My ankle was broken. His arms were severed, but my ankle was fine.
I'm like, but let's get back to my ankle. I'm like, not.
And I love Uggs, but he doesn't have arms.
He doesn't have arms. They reattached his arms, actually.
God.
You've been through some shit.
There was one good part to it. There was like a really cute firefighter that came onto the...
I told you! What did I say? You need to be with a firefighter.
That was my chance. I was in Effingham.
Where is he? Effingham, Illinois?
Where's the firefighter?
Shout out. What did he do? Do you remember him?
He carried me to the ambulance.
When was this?
It was like 5-6 years ago. He's probably married and very happy.
Okay, well.
But just in case.
Can't wreck a happy home. So if you're listening, DM Benton. And we'll put you in touch.
It was like out of a movie. There were like explosions in the background, and he was like carrying me and running.
It caught on fire?
A moment. Yeah.
It's like waiting to exhale when she's walking away from the car. Wow.
It was exciting.
You have been through a lot.
All in Effingham.
What's your typical